my God.
Is this a dress rehearsal?
Oh, my God.
Is this preseason?
It's really happening. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show. Guys, we are finally back.
I love it.
You guys know what it is? It's the on season.
Let's go.
It's officially here. The on season is here tonight. The Nuggets begin their first ever title defense season. Oh my gosh. And here we are with the fellas over here. Mustache and all. Brendan Vogt.
Fellas. Does feel comfortable here in what sometimes, if not oftentimes, is a winner's lounge. I believe it was once a finals lounge. I'm very excited to see what forms the lounge takes this year. Let's get it, boys.
Man, let's get it.
Dude, this carpet still smells like champagne.
It still does. It still does.
And that one black and mild.
Over there wearing his lucky jacket, it's D-Line Coach.
That's right. We actually haven't tested those waters to find out if it is a lucky jacket. I just like it a lot. And I'm ready for the Denver Nuggets to play basketball tonight in a meaningful way. Let's go.
Are you ready for a banner ceremony? People probably have that on the second screen as we speak. We're obviously pre-recording this. Or maybe they're here at the DNVR bar. You know, we're presented tonight by Bet365. Never ordinary as always.
Never ordinary.
And also we're presented at the bar tonight by Bet365. By the way, if you're watching this and you haven't come in now. But I'm telling you, we signed 100 copies of the Golden Era book, our championship commemorative book. And I put a unique caption in every single one. I made a hand note in every one.
Me too. No, I didn't.
So you have, if anybody that comes tonight as part of this Bet365 party gets an original.
Yeah.
Like
tweet.
tweet.
Adam was thinking of you when he wrote that.
Oh,
thing.
yeah. You personally.
Dude, go one shot on Adam here really quick again. Look at that Champions in the background. That's not the Nugget. That's the Avalanche one. But look at that. That is now a permanent fixture.
That looks good.
Champions. I'm loving it.
We're going to be raising a banner here of our own tonight. It's going to be, the vibes are really going to be immaculate tonight, man. I need to go calm down.
We brought the joints.
The vibes are.
Oh, sorry. The game.
The game. I got to calm down for the game because it's going to be an emotional one. We're going to talk later in the show about Zeke Nnaji, who just signed a new deal. We're going to set the tone. We are going to set the narrative for what is the theme of the season here. What could it possibly be? And of course, Bet365, we're going to make some money. But first, Vogt has game notes.
Yeah, Bet365, never ordinary. Not an ordinary season opener for the Denver Nuggets tonight. Of course, it is ring night. It is banner night. That is the most important note.
That's so inordinary.
It's
Unordinary?
Never
Unordinary.
Unordinary.
It's unordinary, yeah.
It's never happened before, fellas.
Yeah.
Not in Denver, and it happens tonight. And the Denver starters will be ready to go. MPJ and Christian Brown will play in this game. So that's the Denver side of things. Obviously, Vlatko and I believe Jay Huff will miss this game. But MPJ and CB are good to go. The Lakers will be without old friend Jared Vanderbilt. Heel soreness. He is out. And then Jalen Hood-Schifino is also out with a right patellar contusion.
Oh, God damn it. Wait, who?
Here is there's a really fun note here. Katie Wingy confirmed it from Nikola Jokic fan club. It's a stat so crazy, the original poster said, that you might not believe them. The Nuggets are undefeated in the regular season and postseason at home against Western Conference opponents when those guys are on the floor together. MPJ, Aaron Gordon.
Have we vetted this?
I don't think it is true, though, because nobody missed. I know this, but nobody missed game 2 of the finals.
I love this stat. I want it to be true. We've not vetted it, though.
Wait, you're right.
They lost game 2 of the finals.
Yeah, you're
That was at
100%
home,
right.
So
maybe regular season.
You know what? Yeah, once Katie confirmed it, I got excited, but you're right.
I mean, maybe but
welcome to Debunk Corner.
Wait, that's an Eastern Conference opponent, bro. We just figured it
Ah,
out.
it's an Eastern Conference opponent.
Stop trying to.
You're right. There's so many qualifiers
Don't
on this.
date Katie Wingy. No, it's one of those that sounds like an ESPN stat, but it's actually a cool stat.
It is
the
a cool
Nuggets
stat.
play
Dude,
in the West, and against
dominant.
those opponents, they are undefeated at home with their guys on the floor.
They lost to the Knicks. They lost at home to these.
cares?
scrubs. Yeah,
So listen, that's a game note because they're playing a Western team, they're playing at home, and they're playing underneath the first ever championship banner. Also, the Nuggets are 5-point favorites in this game.
Man,
Love that.
How do you feel about tonight? In your heart of hearts?
At the game?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, you might be talking about the season. There's a lot of big
just
things.
about you personally.
Yeah.
man.
There's a lot of
There's a lot going
things
on
that are
in the world.
happening. This is the start of many things tonight, Adam.
Yeah.
Do I think the Nuggets will win the game? Yes, I do think the Nuggets will win the game. I think that it is for them. there is something about having to still prove themselves, even though they're the reigning champions, that people are literally already, they forgot the day of. They've done everything they can to discount, to discredit, to forget, and move past the Nuggets. And I think I think they hear that. I think they're ready to remind everybody why they won.
Would you say they're champing at the bit?
I would say they're champing at the owns. Champions.
That was good, actually.
Thanks, bro.
It was so bad, it was good. Come on, that was so bad. It was
I
good.
definitely
See, the real
get it.
joke is that we're always going back between chomping at the bit and champing at the
and then
bit.
he took it a third layer.
I took it to a
good.
third place
and then
that
when
no
you
one
guys
wanted.
explained it, that's when it clicked.
Well, your face was so distraught
What
and
is that
disgusted.
movie? What is the not Interstellar? What's Inception? This was like an Inception joke where we went
Yeah, it
so
was
far
good.
deep I can't tell what's going on.
Okay, let's clip this one.
Clip this part out. Vote.
Yeah.
The Nuggets get the win tonight.
Do they? I sure hope so. I think they do.
Thanks
I
for
think
that
they
insight.
do. Matt Moore put out some good stats. I don't have them in front of me. This is good
9-1.
podcasting.
9-1.
9-1. Teams are in banner night at home here. So it's the one thing that gives me pause is MPJ and CB. I think they're both fine players who fit right in, but I think they missed some time and they haven't had their bad game, their rusty preseason performance out of the way. I would not be surprised if somehow the Lakers are more motivated for this one than Denver, but I think playing at home, it's the golden rule. It's Harrison's golden rule. I've followed it for years. You got to pick the Nuggets. They might lose, but you can't pick them to lose. Not at home, not on banner night.
Yeah, I'm with you. Look, I think it's going to be a tough one. I do think the Lakers are going to have a little extra pep in their step.
They will.
I do think the Nuggets have,
Well, they're healthy.
not having 4 of their top 6 guys play in preseason and then having 7, 8, 9 being a complete mystery. Like, for example, I have no idea who plays tonight.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if Strother
Right.
gets on the court. I don't know if Holiday gets on the court, Peyton Watson. I think the only guys I feel confident saying are going to be on the court are Zeke Nnaji and Christian Brown. And I would say I'm pretty
Probably
confident that
Reggie.
Reggie Jackson
Probably
is on,
Reggie.
although if he wasn't, I wouldn't be like, and I'm not betting the house that he will. I would be pretty confident. So there's just a lot of mystery, I think, around Denver. That being said, the Harrison Wind rule does apply. Why would we bet against our own team? And I will say this.
What are we, idiots?
I don't think the Nuggets have anything to lose tonight or don't have much to lose tonight. It would be a bummer. Losing to the Lakers always sucks if you ever do it.
Sure.
But if you beat them tonight, but if they lose, the Nuggets are the reigning champs, and it's like, come on, it's early, guys. You guys
Yeah.
can always have your
Get
October.
your licks in
You
tonight.
can get your moral victories. Like,
Yeah.
we don't care about that. But if they get the win tonight, after the Lakers are like, we've had conversations and we're ready, and I can't wait for opening night. I can't wait. And then opening night's just like the other 4. To me, it would be a 5-game sweep. It would be the first ever 5-game sweep.
Yeah.
One that lingered into the next year. It would be such an ass whooping that it lingers into the next season.
I was going to make the joke that the Lakers are looking to become the first team to win a series after already losing 4 games.
That's
But,
true. Yeah, there you go.
You took it from me.
Speaking of Zeke Nnaji, as I just did a second ago, he just got a contract extension. As what did DeAndre Jordan say at me today?
Rich ass Zeke.
Okay, that was, I didn't realize he said that part. Okay, yep, he did say that. Zeke got a bag. He looked very happy about it. I don't know if you saw. Did you watch his interview from the other day, T-Line?
No, I did see a smile on his face, though.
He was extremely happy. I mean, we've kind of joked that Zeke has puppy dog energy, a little bit sad, a little Eeyore to him, like all preseason. Got a bag. Couldn't be happier.
Big media scrum. Zeke goes first. Plenty to talk about. And hey, listen.
And he was great.
By the way, Zeke should be feeling himself.
Yeah.
Not a judgment. It is a joke, but it's not a judgment. And honestly, I like your first layer of reaction here. Confidence matters for Zeke. And
Yeah.
I would gather, fellas, $32 million guaranteed goes a long way towards the confidence department.
I would be so confident with $32 million
I would
guaranteed.
be the worst person you know by a lot.
We know that.
Okay.
We know that. And we're going to do everything in our power to make sure it never
That
happens.
doesn't happen, yeah. But Zeke, 4 years, $32 million. There is a player option on the last of that. It is the one unique part of it is the money up front. It gets lesser each year, so that's kind of interesting. It could help for some trade scenarios later on. But what's your initial thoughts here about Zeke getting the nod of approval?
My initial thought was, wow, that's cool. Like, they are throwing their support behind Zeke. There's not really a question as to whether or not he is in the plans for this team. I like him going in, showing a smile, feeling confident, knowing that he is the de facto backup 5. That's what this signals. My second thought was like, is this setting up for a trade down the line? It could be. We don't
Could be
know,
both,
but
right?
but it could be both. And I think that at this, I like I'm a spiritual man, you would say.
You
above
are.
all else.
Yeah.
Spiritual in the sense that I listen to when cards talk to me, tarot cards. And when the tarot cards told me that essentially it's a new era for Zeke, and then he signed a new contract, I think the next day, I was like...
This is so good.
Well,
Unbelievable.
I'm like, well, okay, let's go.
You know something on that note, the tarot note, we always love our silly tarot card episode every single year. You know, another thing it said was to act the part.
Yeah.
You know, embrace the part.
Yeah.
What are we talking about this being a tough game tonight? What are we doing,
I
guys?
know, it's so true.
I didn't.
Easy win.
I
Like,
did.
right?
I'm
Come
the only
on.
one in this town that understands this. I'm the only one yelling at people to act differently. I'm wearing the thing with the trophy on it. I've got
You're
my...
a little short on gold today, though, I will say. Not a lot of gold there, so...
Did see you eating chicken earlier, but that's...
I didn't want to make a
I
big
didn't eat
deal of
chicken.
it.
I didn't eat chicken.
Ate some chicken nuggets earlier. Zeke Nnaji?
Well, a couple things. First of all, I love the DeAndre Jordan crashing his presser and yelling that because it's a fun reminder. There's so much money in the league right now, and a lot of guys get so much of it. But it is cool to think, listen, man, there was not if you're LeBron James, you know at some point you're walking into life-changing money. If you're Zeke Nnaji, that's not guaranteed.
It's great take.
Now it literally is with
Yes.
pen to paper on a guaranteed contract. Very, very, very cool. We cannot lose sight of the fact that Zeke's life just changed forever, and so did the rest of his family. And this is a guy who's also involved in, various organizations involved in giving back, education, basketball. So it's cool, man. It's really, really cool. Secondly, I think it's a no-brainer. I don't think Denver can let salary walk right now. They can't sign guys to replace guys who walk. That's just not where they're at with their cap sheet. So it's a very affordable contract. Is it tradable? Yes. If he works out, you want to have a guy who's your 8th, 9th, 10th man that you're not paying too much. And if you really look at it, especially with the subsequent deals that rolled in, which is important context, it's really a no-brainer to me. It's an affordable player, and it's a tradable asset.
Yeah.
I love it. Is funny. Where you started with is like just the unbelievable amount of money that exists in the NBA, and then we end on the idea that he's an affordable player.
I know. Well, they only gave him $32 million
a year.
And it's funny, though. Can you imagine any job where it's like, he's the 24th pick, where it's like, there's about a 50% chance that you're going to make money. He made like $4 million already.
Sure.
But there's like a 50-50 chance that you're going to make $30 million or more, or you'll make zero.
Yeah. Oh,
that's kind of your life.
It's
like,
a big
man.
deal. And by the way, this is not, Zeke's a competitor. He wants this, but just as a matter of fact, it could not work out for Zeke from here on out. And he set he and his family up for success forever.
It's great.
So it's,
you always have to be happy for
cool,
hard work rewarded, and that's what this is.
Yeah, he has worked really hard. Here, he does. The Nuggets need him this year. Zeke Nnaji, I keep saying the Nuggets have 6 guys they trust. They need to get to 8. Really 7.5, but let's just round up and say 8 here. And Zeke, to me, is the guy you most feel you could pencil in, but you can't pencil him in, right? It's like, I think it's Zeke. I feel like it is, and the Nuggets are obviously paying him as if they also feel he is.
Right.
But he hasn't quite done it yet in a way that makes you feel confident that if they were to play, let's say, the Los Angeles Lakers in the playoffs, game number 1, Zeke's going to go out there and be a positive impact player. That's why this year he is really at the center of a lot of what's interesting about the Nuggets this year. And congrats, he got his bag. I will say, I know that now he is taking the perspective of, now I have to prove it.
Right.
Like Michael Porter.
Well, I was just going to say, is this not an essential element of the Denver Nuggets development
I like
strategy?
this.
And it goes back to the Tim Connolly days. He's still doing it in Minnesota, and he comes under fire from certain cap sheet watchers. But you want a guy that you can trust, and you want to trust that he'll put the work in and to develop, pay him first. Pay him first. Now, you can get yourself into trouble that way. But the Denver Nuggets are gambling on who they are, who they have been, and what their track record is here, and rewarding guys who seem to show up, who seem to put the work in. You want Zeke to feel confident. You want Zeke to embrace this opportunity. Guarantee the money now and watch him work. Yep. And it may not work out, but it's how Denver, across 2 regimes now, has approached this, and I'm all for it.
Yeah. Let's move on now, though, because I think this question is interesting, especially for opening night. What is the theme of the year? What does this year represent for the Denver Nuggets? Eric, you're always good with themes.
I think we pretty much put it in concrete and sold it through. This is the golden era of Denver Nuggets basketball. This is a new era of Denver Nuggets basketball. You are to think about the team differently. The team should conduct itself differently. This is and should be the period of time when people look back at the Denver Nuggets and say, I remember when. Like, Nikola Jokic is still not quite fully to his prime. Jamal Murray is entering probably the start of his. Like, there's a lot of things to feel like very proud, very confident about, and that's not ever something we've been able to say about the Denver Nuggets. It's like, really, the theme is that this team is legitimate. This team is not a plucky underdog. This team is and should be a juggernaut. I'm expecting, and it's just a new paradigm. The paradigm is completely shifted and completely changed, and it's time for people to think about the Nuggets the way they did the Broncos.
Yeah. What about you? I mean, I think that's a good theme. I do think that's a really good theme.
That's a perfect segue to the word I was going to choose. It is similar, and I was going to say evolution, and it's the opportunity. You could go with that as well in front of this entire organization. And yeah, look, that Mavs title is one of the most fun titles of all time. Did the Mavericks evolve? You could argue not. They got that one title.
End of Dirk's
and so are you going to be one of those champions? Did Denver sneak through at the perfect time? Did they get their 16-4 runoff at the perfect time? Or is Denver ready to embrace this and change the way they're thought of and looked at by fans, media, free agents alike forever? You can do that. And it's going to be the biggest challenge of their lives since the last one. But it can be done, especially if they go back to back. I mean, it's you have an opportunity here to become a team of gold, a golden standard. And don't let it slip, you know?
I think for what you're articulating is how I feel, which is for fans, the worst case scenario is now good. The worst case scenario is now that the Nuggets won a championship in this era. And that's like now the baseline. We can't take that away.
Beautiful.
You never get worse. And that's
Love it.
awesome because I know prior to this last championship, I wasn't greedy. I just wanted the one. But now you got the one. And I don't remember if it was on the show as Josh Kroenke or if it was somebody else with the organization. But I asked them, like, what are you most interested about this season? And they said, I just want to see if these guys want to be great. Because you win one, and that's all good. But now you have an opportunity to be something even more. And I've been thinking about this line. I think I'm going to use it a lot this year. The story of any year in the NBA can be told through the lens of the champion.
Yep.
The story of an era in the NBA can be told by a team that repeats. And the story of the history of the NBA can be told by the few teams who have three-peated. If you think about the entire history of the NBA, you could tell it through the lens of the Celtics, the Lakers, Michael Jordan's Bulls, and then the Lakers once again. That you could tell the whole history of the NBA with those teams. You could tell each era by the repeat ones. You had the Warriors, you had the Heatles, you had, Kobe, like you had all these different things. That tells an era. The Nuggets right now have told the history of 2023.
Yep.
It's kind of open right now who the era is. It's kind of open. Giannis wants it to be his era. There's a couple teams that LeBron wants to continue his era. I think this is a chance for Denver to say, how great do we want to be? I think they are the most talented team. They're the most talented collection of players, but they're even more the most talented team. And so for me, this is a real opportunity for them to seize this moment and for us to truly look back on what Eric has beautifully branded the golden era of the NBA. Golden era can be 1 year. It could be 2. It could be 3. It could be an entire run. And I hope that they are motivated to go for that entire run. And to be honest with you, one of the best stories for me is 3 years ago, I wasn't sure what kind of guy Jokic was. I didn't know if he was a guy that was going to be a little inconsistent. I think every year he's become more motivated, and that fire has burned a little brighter, a little hotter inside of him. And this is the year where I just want to see, and I think we're going to see glimpses of it tonight, where it's like, oh no, Jokic doesn't just want to be good. He wants to win. He doesn't just want to win sometimes. He wants to win on banner night. He wants to win against Anthony Davis. To me, that's what this year is all about. Go out, now that you're the top dog, and don't just float through it. Go and punch.
Right.
Yep. Let's be dominant. Flip that switch. Make them feel you.
Look, there are some fan bases and some circles that hated that the Nuggets won that title.
They're called every fan base but ours.
And listen, that's like how you guys felt about the Lakers historically. It's how I feel about the Celtics from the East Coast. Let's go be those people. Right?
That's what I keep saying.
Ruin the NBA for some people.
I want to be a jerk.
Yeah.
Let's be jerks, but the Nuggets need to back us up.
Yeah, that's right.
The Nuggets definitely need to back us up.
Woo in the NBA, Denver.
Yeah,
Let's
dude.
do it.
I'll tell
Down
you-
with the NBA.
Another theme I'm curious about. Last year, one theme emerged, and that was that the Nuggets culture was so strong that they absorb a Bruce Brown, who's available on day 3 of free agency, and all of a sudden he becomes the hottest commodity in the free agent market this last offseason. They take in a Jeff Green, a DeAndre Jordan, all these different guys, and it's like, okay, it fits the culture. This year, there's a lot of unknowns. Zeke Nnaji, Peyton Watson, Julian Strother, Jalen Pickett, all these different guys. And I'm curious to see that this year more than ever, they can't afford to have a Bones. Julian Strother can't be a Bones. Hunter Tyson can't be a Leiden. You know, like they can't, these guys have to be good players, and I'm just curious to see if Denver's culture has gone another level to where those guys are ready. The Spurs used to do this all the time, where they'd get playoffs, and you'd be like, how did this guy become a playoff rotation piece, man? Every year the Spurs pick up a guy, and he becomes a playoff player.
Justin Holiday, come on down.
It's Justin Holiday, all those guys I just mentioned now, that to me is a huge theme, and I'm excited to see it. All right, everybody. Talking Nuggets is fun. Making money off the Nuggets.
There's a hilarious one right off the bat.
Oh, you got it? You got some bets for us on the Bet365 Never Ordinary app?
I just want, this will help us provide some context before we watch Jokic play game 1 of the season.
Oh, God.
There's a super boost on
to
Jokic
get a
to
double-double?
get a triple-double.
Is it triple or double?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. It's a double-double.
Double-double.
Super boost.
Okay.
It's super boosted to plus 100 because it was minus 600. Jokic will get a double-double. So plus 100 is beautiful there. Thank you for the super boost. Absolutely hilarious that a super boost gets you to plus 100.
That is pretty funny, man. I think he had it all but like 8 games or something last year, maybe even less.
Yeah.
Although I will say, this is a tough one, kind of. I mean, he's going to get
It was a very competitive sweep.
It was a very
competitive sweep.
Yeah, he barely got a triple-double every
But you
time.
have to understand, they could go to the Rui adjustment tonight, though.
They've also talked about
Jesus.
it since. They've talked about
They
it
have had
since.
some
They had a
conversation.
conversation? Jeez.
Yeah. You're not factoring that in. All right, Eric, what else do you see in the
Let me see. Well,
Bet365 app?
I am having a hard time logging in. I'm not going to lie to you. Give me 1 second here.
All right. Let's get to
What do
some
you
ball-
see? What
The
do you
Nuggets
see?
are minus 200 money line. Not great odds, but if you just want to be a real one and support the boys to win, that's important. Let's look at threes made.
Yeah, dude. Okay, yeah, we're back in the saddle again. I love player props. It's my favorite way to bet the NBA. I think
Jokic scored a lot in the preseason.
he's shot a lot of threes.
Shot a lot in threes.
What do we?
I
He's
kinda-
at 26.5 points, Jokic is. That's a lot of points for Jokic.
Can I tell you guys one I love? Plus 225, 3 made threes for Kentavious Shootwell Pope.
Really? Against his old team,
Against
the
his
Lakers?
old team. KCP was getting them up in the preseason.
That's
Dude.
true.
Nikola Jokic needs to only get 1 3-pointer, but the juice is not that great. Minus 220, so they think he'll do it. But if you wanted to use that as the foundation of a parlay.
Right.
Okay.
I really like the KCP bet. I would tell you this. This might surprise some people. I would stay away from Mike bets tonight.
Really?
I would too. It's his
I just-
first one back.
I mean, and he also has a sprained ankle. Now, I don't know if it was grade 3. He said it was. I don't know if he'd be playing, but he did hurt his ankle, and he hasn't played in a bit. So Mike's going to be rusty tonight.
Guys, what was the most impressive part of Jamal Murray's preseason?
The passing, baby, the playmaking.
6.5 assists tonight.
Oh my God!
Do you like it?
It's I love
6.5 is about what he averaged last year.
I
It
love
does
it.
feel like his passing's up a little. Now it might be a lower scoring game. What are
love
we
it.
thinking?
Yes.
Do you love 6.5 assists?
What
Dude,
are the
Jamal
odds on
Murray
that?
has evolved fully that part of his game. It is fully mature in a way that wasn't. We saw it happen in the playoffs, in the finals. He was averaging 10 assists a game in the finals.
Can you say mature for me one more
Mature.
time? Thank you.
Also, I feel like I need to channel my inner dev here.
Don't do
We're
it.
going to go for points, rebounds, and assists for Jokic. That's his favorite bet.
All
it
right.
hits every goddamn time. It's at 48.5, minus 115.
I thought you were going to take the LeBron over.
Yeah, I thought that's what you had.
Oh,
when you
yeah,
said
set me
that
up
is
for a
channeling
real-
Dev. You're right.
Yeah.
I was channeling the part of Dev we like.
48.5. I just think game ones are tough, man. Like game one, I think this might be an ugly game.
48. Yeah,
Okay,
but
well, listen.
You like it 48.5? All right.
I mean,
go for it.
well, I've sat on this very set and scoffed at Dev's.
We're just talking it there. I'm just talking
I'm just saying I've scoffed in the same way that you are now at the idea
Yeah.
like that's far too high a number, and then Jokic just does it easily.
Okay. What else do we like here? I like these 3 bets, though.
Threes are the
You want to
most
stay
fun.
away from Michael Porter? They're so fun, though.
It's his first one back, dude. You can't.
I just
can't.
don't want to. I want to set the tone right, and I'm going to be a coward tonight. How about that?
How about Jamal Murray points, rebounds, and assists? This is the year of Jamal. Just real quick, don't look at the number, Eric. Give me Murray's stat line tonight.
Jamal Murray, 22 points.
Okay.
Love it.
8 assists.
Love it.
Okay, that's 30.
And 5 rebounds.
That's 35. The line is 33.5.
Well, there you go.
Are we taking the over on Jamal? You know what? That's what I'm going to go. Tonight,
You just take the 2-man. We can do some 2-man betting. We just
points, rebounds, and assists. It's going to be the 2-man thing. I kind of like it.
The 2-man bet.
And then another one I like. Now, we didn't see him play a whole lot in the preseason. In fact, we didn't see him at all. But we have heard that he's been carrying himself like a champion. He's talking with more confidence. He had a beard that his mom made him shave off. He admitted that part.
He shaved it?
He said he was going to. We actually haven't seen, but he said his mom hated it.
My mom told me I have to shave this.
Really? Well, what do we think? What is our bet that if you had to
steal.
make a bet?
A steal.
You think a steal from Christian Brown steal?
Yes.
On,
I also think
on Austin Reeves?
I mean, I don't think you have to specify that. But
No,
I
but
just
it's
think
fun too.
I think a steal. I love a steal from KCP tonight.
So this is steals and blocks. Where do I get to? Oh, just steals. All right. Yeah. Who do you like more for just steals? Christian Brown 0.5 minus 135.
If you're not
KCP 1.5 plus
that's-
170.
So
I
take
like
the Christian Brown.
Swipe well Pope. I don't know.
You know what? Can we parlay these?
Yes.
Can we put like both of these things on here? You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I think they both
Lockdown
get
Brown,
a steal.
swipe well Pope.
I like it. Those are my bets.
I could do this all year. Let's go.
He will do it all year.
watch
We
me.
will do it, yeah. That does it, guys. Nuggets, opening day, banner night. I'm excited, man. DNVR
Also-
bar going to be popping.
Something to mention. Something of note. The Nikola Jokic head on our very set has been upgraded.
Oh, we got! I didn't even notice.
You might
As
notice
soon
it's a
as
little
you
bigger.
win a championship in this town,
You
your
get a bigger
head
head.
swells.
I can't wait to see how big these heads can get. Unbelievable,
Boys,
guys.
should we do it again?
Let's do it again, baby.
huh?
Let's do it again.
Bet365 watch party. Don't forget Friday. Also, Bet365 watch party. Hit the like button for us on the way out. We'll see you in the post game.
Let's go.